Hello, real thing. And well, here we are. Everybody's coming in real quick. Matt, Rocky, Chris, Melba, Julie, Justin, Mike, Jennifer. Hello, everyone. I'll go ahead and get started. This is the first time I did a Periscope a few minutes ago. And then I thought I'd come on YouTube because I can't forget you all either. And this will be the first time I've been on camera since last Monday morning, I guess. No, I'm not broken down. I just celebrated a little bit and wanted to come out and speak to everybody real quick. You all know what it's about, obviously. The news has spread pretty quick. Looks like McCabe got fired. He didn't turn out to be Batman after all. Now, I titled this video, The First Must Not Be the Last, because I'm hoping that they're not just throwing us a bone. Now, we have asked that they at least go after somebody, okay? But this is a firing, okay? This isn't an indictment. And he's done enough to be indicted, absolutely. And he must be indicted. So they can't stop here. He's the first to fall. He can't be the last. And it needs to go forward from here. They've already let the statute of limitations run out for Clapper on his lying to Congress back, 5 years ago on the metadata collection. Hi, everybody. And, I'm a little out of it still, so I can drive, but my tongue and my cheek are still a little rough, my jaw. Again, I'm Roy Potter. This is the Potter Expositor, the live edition of it, okay? Well, I wouldn't call it the death to the deep state yet. I know that's Jerome Corsi's thing. Well, I'm hoping that it goes to that, but we've got a long way to go. As I said, this should have happened a long time ago. But thank goodness it happened now with all of the evil that this Andrew McCabe has done and all of the suffering he has caused all across the board, and of course to General Flynn. But there's been many, many others, from the ranchers in Oregon and Utah and Arizona to, false charges, false flags, the things that he has done and been responsible for. This is serious, and they need to investigate him fully, not just what he's done in trying to operate this coup against President Trump and against all of us, against the American people. So Andrew McCabe is the first. He must not be the last. And being fired is the first step, maybe, but they really have to indict him. They must indict him on all the crimes he has committed, on all of them. So we still need to remain loud and demand that, okay? Because it's absolutely necessary. We don't want them to give us this sacrificial lamb and then forget about all the rest. And we don't want them to use him as a sacrificial lamb to protect everybody else. That's the other thing, okay? So that's kind of where we are at this point. And let's just hope that it turns out that they go after everyone, okay? It's not like they're they don't have any lack of targets, that's for sure. They don't have any lack of targets. All right. Well, I guess since we've got the chat on, why don't we take a few of these? Yeah, no one has been arrested yet. That's a problem. That's why I'm saying, the firing is a good start, but he needs to be indicted. And, you all are well aware of the senior executive service now. We've been talking about that for quite some time. So, yes. A lot of people need to get in trouble. So this is actually a very minor step. It's going in the right direction. Nobody's in jail yet. Yeah, it's going in the right direction, but they've got a lot more to do yet. A lot more to do. So let's see. Yeah, we need to stop 5G. Trump has actually taken a step towards that with stopping this China deal on the 5G here in the U.S. So, he's apparently aware of it at this point, and he's acting appropriately under the circumstances. And we'll see where it goes from there. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody who does that kind of stuff. Whoa, what was that? What was that? Joe, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Joe Napoli? That's an interesting name. Okay. Yeah, the feds have to follow their own laws. Well, they've been above the law for too much time, and it's time to stop that. Joel, you had yours pulled out on Wednesday. Oh, well, I had such a bad infection on my right side, they couldn't do my left because they had to put so much. I didn't do it general, I did it local, and I was at my max for the local anesthetic, and it still wasn't working, so they just pulled it. I told them just do it, so I almost ripped the arms off the off the chair, but we had to get it done, so we just did it. Yeah, it was. I won't forget that one. I definitely wouldn't. You know what I mean? Yeah, Joel's yours is sore. Yeah, and like I said, I've got a lot of bruising over here. I swelled up. Like I said, I was gonna look like a chipmunk. I sure did. That's exactly what it did too. It was kind of bad. So anyway, let's see if there's anybody else here I can just address. Any 10 days of darkness. Yeah, I don't know. There have been 10 days of darkness now like 5 times. I don't pay much attention to that, as you all know. I really don't. Whoa, what was that? He works with Musk online. What do you think? He sounds like a patriot. I don't know about Zach. I'm sorry, I just don't. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with him, but I really don't know about him all that much. Yeah, Monty's been quiet. He's working on his music. Yeah, there we go. Who's next? I have no idea. Let's see. What's this? No, I don't. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know who he is, and he's talking about. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, people want to start fights for nothing. I don't know. All right, let's see here. I can't kick him off here anyway. So at least not right now. Maybe later. I don't really care. People just talk. Okay. Well, I don't really see much going on here. It's the night before St. Patrick's Day, so just go ahead and get ready for tomorrow for those of you who are interested in doing that. And I hope you have a good day. Like I say, stay loud. Firing, minor step but important. But he needs to be indicted, and then he can't be the only one. They've got to roll up everybody else in this thing. Everybody, okay? Everybody. All right. Okay. Everybody's upset at Joe Napoli. Let him just talk. What the heck? Ambisol, yeah. Oh, I use cloves. Yeah, I use cloves. And Melaleuca. Cloves and Melaleuca. Yeah, I do that. The cloves, of course, help to numb it, but the Melaleuca makes sure that the bacteria stays away and stuff like that. Roy, don't you see? Love you, but Katie Gallagher. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about, Katie. Yeah, no Adam Schiff. Nobody can shut him down. They're probably just going to have to finally get rid of him. His constituents, if they ever will. I mean, he's in California. I don't know. Hopefully, those people got the the brains to get rid of him. I hope so, anyway. Okay. The captured submarine. I've heard a lot of rumors, of course, but I have nothing I can give you any definitive information on. All right, let's see. Yeah, there's some disagreement on what the keystone is. Again, I don't deal with that other stuff anymore. I think most of you know that. It just isn't worth it to me. Yeah, ice, they're doing an excellent job. Yeah, well, they sure are. Denise Mateau, you talking to me? Oh, geez. Yeah, clove oil works real good. Yeah, it does. I knew about the Argentine Sub when it disappeared, and of course, then they said it blew up in the water. You can't believe anything they tell you. It could have been commandeered by the CIA or some other group, which I won't say here. But whatever, the CIA has their own Navy, too. Their own Navy, their own Army, their own Air Force. So who knows? Green beer? Yeah, where I just was, they have some, actually. They have some. Isn't that funny? I'm not supposed to have any, though, for another week. Because you can mess up the clots, you know. Keystone is a backdoor hack in your Chrome browser. Yeah, that's probably one of them, but there are a whole lot of things that could actually be referring to. All right, let's see what else there is. Hope he spills on the others involved. At this point, I'm not sure that's his intent. I think he thinks that he's going to be saved somehow, but he needs to be indicted. We're talking about Andrew McCabe, of course. I forget who said that. They said that he thinks he's going to be. Mindy, Patriot Angel, says, I hope he spills on the others involved. You know, these are hardcore, evil traitors. They're not going to turn easy. I don't think they will. No, I don't think McCabe is flipped. He wouldn't have said what he said today about that this is to take pressure or to go after and shut down the Mueller investigation. I don't think he would have said that. Yeah, actually, I am, Stephanie, I am using essential oils. Thank you. Thank you. I am doing that. Yeah, I'm having to flip through this because it stopped working there, so... Yeah, and I don't know Zach. This is Troy. Zach is a patriot. Yeah, probably. I'm just not aware of him. I know he's been on Infowars. He sounds like I've heard him a few times. He sounds, heads up, knows what he's doing. Sure. Yeah. Let's see if we got any others here. Just got a notification I've used up 50% of my data. I haven't even used it that much this month. I guess it's doing this. Some of the other things that I've done. All right, let's see. Yeah, all of those others, Strzok, Page. I mean, we could go down the list. There's so many, and there are people involved in this and in other criminal treasonous conduct. You've never even heard their names. So, there's a lot more to do yet. A lot more to do. Katie is in love with really? I must have missed that. Let's see, who was it? Missy Bindernagel. Katie's in love with Mr. Pie. That's funny. I must have missed all those, I don't. All right. Yeah, warm water and salt. Yeah, Nikki, thank you. Yeah, that was one of the regimens I'm supposed to do, and I did. I'm pretty much at the point where I don't have to do that now, but I do have to be careful. Whiskey, go to bed. I wish. They said no alcohol for another week, so man. Okay, what's this here? Troy 45, I guess is what it is. Zach is a Patriot. We love you, Roy. Well, thank you. Zach gave you a tip of the cap today to Alex Jones, I guess you're saying. I'm not sure what you mean by he gave you a tip of the cap. Um, maybe before we close down, you could tell me what that is, Troy, because I'm not sure if I even see on here again. Is war with Russia imminent? There's a lot of saber rattling going on right now. We're the aggressors. I'll fully admit that. This whole claim of a cyber attack, if you look into that, it's not true. Of course, they haven't poisoned anybody. Why would they poison this double, triple agent and his daughter? Who benefits? It's the old saying, who benefits? And they've got a lot more people up the line that would be causing them trouble than these. Now, you can bet that this is a tie into Clinton one way or another. You almost have to bet on it that it's going to be something to do with the Clintons. It has nothing to do with the Russians. So, are we going to go to war? I think Trump is trying to play the both sides of this for right now. And I never trust anybody 100%, but I can kind of see what's going on here. So we'll see how it plays out. Boy, they better not kill billions of people. That's just ain't going to cut it. Russian, the power grid getting into it. I don't think the Russian had anything to do with our power grid going down. That's a false flag. You can bet on it. Just something to blame them on. And certainly the poisoning in England, that was not them either. No, that's not true. Change my name. No submarine would ever be allowed to sneak up and leave undetected. They clearly were allowed. Well, no. In 2013, I think it was either right before or right after Sandy Hook. A Chinese submarine that had they came in very close to Los Angeles and fired a missile from the submarine out to west into the ocean. And that was a lot of people were saying, oh, it was fireworks or, it was a flare or whatever. No, the Chinese had infiltrated our defenses and they were showing Obama that they could do it. So we haven't really been we have the technology, but we haven't really been using it. And so, we're kind of behind the schedule. For instance, with all the things that are happening, I'm not saying all this war, drums of war and all is right. It's not right. But you have people, you had the Air Force and the Navy that went to the graveyard for jets down in Arizona and Tucson. I forget the name of the base down there, but starts with an M. Monthan Air Force Base. That's where they get parts and stuff from, and they were raiding it for parts because there's so many of our aircraft that aren't working, so they're trying to get parts for them. So we've got a problem in our technology and in our availability, but there's no doubt, I think, that we've been penetrated by at least the Chinese and possibly the Russians beyond, closer into our national waters. Because of their stealth abilities. That has happened, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Comey was fired, true. Yeah. I don't know about what happened to the chopper. I know it went down. I don't know if it was shot or if it was a crash. Who knows? Night, Roy. Good night, Richard. Thank you. Yeah, Trump Jr., I feel bad about that. Right in the middle of a fight, this kind of thing happens. It's just not right. So, yeah, so there are a few people here saying, she hates you, Roy. Roy, she hates you. I don't know what you're... I can't read all of these. So Vanessa got spooked. Yeah. Oh, you can't blame her on that, but... this isn't the time to jump ship. It just isn't. This is when the family needs to come together. It really is. But we got to be on the same team. We got to know who the real enemy is. And unfortunately, there have been efforts to. Let's put it this way: if you involve yourself in name calling and in character assassination and in wasting energy to try to find out hearsay information, not evidence, by the way. I mean, if you're wasting your time looking for evidence on little people like us, you're doing the wrong job. You need to be going after the head honchos. You need to be going after politicians, industrial leaders, ecclesiastical leaders, these people that are trying to destroy your lives. Stop picking on each other. But if you start a fight, you got to expect that somebody's going to defend themselves. So just stop all this nonsense, okay? You notice I don't talk about anybody. Very, very rarely do I say anything and if I do, I usually don't name the person. It's happened once or twice because it was necessary in the circumstances, but I don't plan on doing it again. So, and I don't do that as a matter of course, and neither should any of you. The enemy are the people in our government and in our institutions that have infiltrated and are trying to destroy the constitutional republic of the United States of America, and everything, and everything that stands for, including your lives. Okay, that's who the enemy is. So stop wasting your time on picking on people that are just trying to do the best they can with what they got. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. Well, you sound stoned. I wish I were. Yeah, I don't do that stuff. But the only thing I do is, I do have beer once in a while. I don't do much anything else. Oh, and an occasional. I've had a Jameson, Irish. I'd like to do that tomorrow. I can't. Like I said, I've got to wait another week. But here's an example. Potter is a New World Order shill. And what do you know about it? Were you at Bundy Ranch? I'll bet you weren't. I know there were a lot of FBI and feds there and people like you who, would, actually be working for the other side. Know the accuser by what they accuse you of, Mr. Truth for World Trade Center 7. Wow. People like you, you just don't know anything. All you got is mean spirits. All right. Okay, Rebecca and Abel, danger with Field McConnell, discuss Russia and England. Yeah, Field's got a pretty good handle on all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I hope he does. Well, it's F. King deplorable. He's saying McCabe said if he lost his retirement, he would burn down the whole FBI. He'd become a hero. What are you talking about? We'd all be clapping and cheering him on. So that's not much of a threat. It is a threat to the deep state, but it's not a threat to us. It's not a threat to the American people. We'd be cheering him on. I'd even buy him a bottle of Jameson just to do it. You know what I mean? No, I don't drink like a fish. I'm a lightweight. I'm a real lightweight. One beer and I'm usually ready to go to sleep. Yeah, I don't handle my liquor very well. I'm not a mean drunk either. I get sleepy and I get a little giddy. I'll laugh. I'll tell a few jokes and then I pass out. And that's after a beer and a half. So, you know what I mean? Does the CIA have their own NSA too? They have access to that stuff. Yeah, you can bet they do. I'm not saying he has, or that the CIA has exactly the same stuff as the NSA, but they've infiltrated the NSA and vice versa. So, yeah, no kidding. Don't overdo on the green beer. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some sleep here. Let me just see if there's somebody. I was hoping they'd explain something, but maybe I missed it. I probably did. Yeah, war with Russia imminent. I don't think so. At least I hope not. Good grief. That's crazy. We don't talk about QAnon anymore. If you, it's like I've said before. If you wanna go to QAnon, that's fine. I have no problem. I'm not going to call you names for doing it. That wouldn't be right. There's some good information there. I'm not saying there isn't. But I use a lot of other sources so that I don't have to rely on that. I don't want to waste my time solving, puzzles. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you want to do that, but I don't want to do that. I see these pictures that are put up, and we're supposed to, what are you supposed to use? What do they call those things? The loops that the jewelers use. You're supposed to get a loop and go through there, and what a waste of time. That'd take hours. You can get a lot of other research done rather than playing games like that. But if you want to, that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying I won't. I'm just not into that. Okay, I gave that up back in around the 1st of January, as most of you know. Yeah, they'll really start hammering Trump now. That's why they need to indict McCabe. They need to really go after him. Oh yeah, sure. McCabe's already loaded. Yeah. Well, what should happen now is that Trump's executive order of December 21st should kick in, and he should seize all of his property that was ill-gotten gains. I still don't trust Sessions. No, I don't. I think he did this under a lot of pressure. I'm not even sure he's the one that fired him. It may have been somebody else. It may have been Rosenstein, or it may have been, I don't know what the rules are at that level. It could have been Ray. I don't know. Jeff Sessions will probably have to sign off on it, I suspect. But, who knows what really happened up there? I have no idea. Tracy's doing good. Yeah, she's putting out a lot of videos, a lot of good information. Yeah. Kurt Landgraf is asking about the lady that took over the CIA. Well, first of all, I'm hearing information that she's a transgender. I don't know that for sure, but I'm getting information in about that. So it's not really a woman anyway, not a real woman. I don't know. But regardless, John Kirikow says that she's a bad apple, and I would believe him even though ProPublica, I think was the name of it, withdrew their story. And the Washington Post, I don't think they've withdrawn theirs yet. But I think she is bad. Most of the people at that level in the CIA are. So I'm a little puzzled as to why Trump would do this, but we just have to watch and see what happens. Yeah, I've got clots. They're working pretty good. Let's see. Changed my name. Asked about the clots. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. That's why I can't drink soft drinks, stuff like that. Eat hard things, stuff like that. Yeah, and I just talked about True Patriot. I just talked about QAnon. I don't even. The only time I see it really is if somebody sends me something, but I don't go there and look at it. I'm just don't do that. Again, I'm not saying you can't. Fine and dandy. You guys want to do that? You go right ahead. That's fine. Just don't disrespect somebody who chooses not to do that any more than you disrespect somebody that would look at a Newsweek or Fox News or CNN or whatever. You might think that they're not getting the best news they can, but don't be calling them names and looking at it as if it's some type of a blasphemy. Don't do that. Believe me, there are people out there that get information that's better than Q's. Okay? And they don't use Q. You've never heard Lieutenant Colonel Schaefer talk about it. As an example. Okay? So, yeah, just as long as we're going after the same enemy, just let it be. Sessions might have ties to LV. Yeah, something about the helicopters. Yeah, I know. All right. Yeah, I'm still very suspicious of Sessions. This hasn't cleared him in my estimation. Like I said, firing is one thing. McCabe needs to be indicted on multiple crimes. Multiple. 18,000 indictments. Captain Hot Rod. That's a good name. I like that. Matter of fact, tonight I was talking to a NASCAR driver. Really? Yeah. I won't give you his name, but you probably know him if I gave you his name. And if you do that kind of thing, if you watch NASCAR, and he sat right next to me while we were eating dinner, and fascinating. So he showed me pictures of his car. He actually has a couple of them, but the one that he's racing where we are here. So anyway, kind of interesting. Is Elon Von Braun's son? I'm sorry. This crap is all a stage. I'm not talking about you, Roy. Oh, okay, Paul. That's all right. I don't usually even read the comments. On the chat, I'll try to get, answer some of the ones that are interesting. My Maria, we just want to see more of you. That's very kind of you. Thank you, My Maria. Actually, this last week, I was wondering again if I should just drop all of this for a number of reasons. I can't even go into them all. But, then Jesse from BP Earthwatch, he calls me up and he says, Roy, I want you to come on the show tonight, will you? All right. And so, for the good people, I to be honest, I'm not really sure why. I do my best. I try to give you, my true gut feeling, my true understanding of things. But I really find it amazing that anybody takes the time to pay attention. But because you do, I feel like that, I should continue. So for that reason, My Maria, okay, I'll do what I can. We already talked about Q. Yeah, Mindy Patriot Angel. You might be 100% right about this. She says, do you think Sessions fired McCabe to save his own butt from being fired for the time being? Hey, you probably got it right. I hate to say it, but you probably got it right. You're probably 100% right on the nail. Yeah, that's Rebecca Rage, Russia and England. England's lying. Russia didn't do it. Neither on the cyber attacks here in the U.S. nor the poisoning in England. It's all baloney. It's all baloney. And we've already talked, a true patriot, already talked about Q. Palantir program is CIA backed. Absolutely. You should know about that. You know about Thiel and all of that, right? Okay. Yeah, Palantir is a problem. Palantir was the basis for, jeepers. Now I'm having a brain cramp. Anyway, that nationwide drill they had a few years back where the special forces and military intelligence were all over the country. I don't know why I'm having a brain cramp and don't remember it, but yeah, that was a test. That was a beta test for their program. So yeah, Palantir is not a good thing. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it, Carrie Belleth. She's saying she heard me on the show tonight with Jesse. Okay, well, all right. It really is time to close down, I guess. You might hear again from me maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. I'm not sure. I'll probably do some recordings maybe. But these live streams, I think, are kind of handy, so we'll see what happens. All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming, and I hope you have a great St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Don't forget, again, ending on this, McCabe, this is a good sign. He got fired, okay? But he needs to be indicted. And then all of his associates throughout this entire coup and this entire leftist Marxist attack on the constitutional republic of the United States, including Hillary Clinton, they need to all be indicted and tried, and then whatever. Whether it's by a military court or some other way, it's got to be done. Absolutely, 100% has to be done, okay? Thanks, everybody, for coming, and I guess we'll talk to you next time, all right? God bless you. God bless the constitutional republic of the United States of America and the Second American Revolution. And God bless President Donald Trump in all of his righteous endeavors. Good night, everybody.